go to trial. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
COVID-19 has kept many people in California from going to the doctor.
A survey by UCLA has found that more than 1 in 5 Californians who had put off getting medical care in 2020 say COVID-19 was the main reason. That number is even higher for Californians over 65. UCLA's Sean Tan says a lot of these visits aren't being made back up.
Of those who delayed care, more than 59.5% had forgotten care or had not eventually gotten the medical care they felt they needed.
Researchers say a significantly lower amount of Californians had a preventative visit to the doctor's office in 2020 than they did in 2019. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
Public health officials in Orange County say the number of people in the county in the hospital with COVID-19 has gone up, but the number of patients in ICU is down. The number of people in the county who have died from the disease is up to 33 this month. The number of deaths in August was 135. President Biden says nothing is more important than beating COVID-19 around the world. He says the U.S. is buying another 500 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine to donate to low and middle income countries. But he says getting those shots in people's arms is a big logistical challenge.
Today, the United States is also announcing that we're providing an additional $370 million to support administering these shots and delivery globally.
Biden has told a global COVID summit it's an all-hands-on-deck crisis. A fictitious funeral home in South Carolina is using reverse psychology to try to convince people to get vaccinated against COVID. An ad on the sides of a black truck cruising around downtown Charlotte reads, "Don't get vaccinated," and Wilmore Funeral Home. People who visit a website listed on the truck see a black background with white letters that read, "Get vaccinated now. If not, see you soon." There's also a link to schedule a shot.
I'm pissed.
California Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters says she is upset with the Border Patrol officers on horseback in Texas who blocked Haitian migrants from getting into the U.S. from Mexico. She says she's also unhappy with the Biden administration.
We are following the Trump policy. He is the one that does not follow the Constitution and would not allow those seeking refuge to be able to petition to get into the country.
She says what the border agents did was worse than what was witnessed during slavery. It's slow on the 15 in Ontario.
This is the northbound side. The NASCAR traffic is backing up away from the 60, taking you ahead to Foothill Boulevard, more flowing from the 210 to about Sierra. And once you're in the Cajon Pass, you're on the brakes ahead from Kenwood to Cleghorn. Let's head out to East LA with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com.
Yes, in fact, it looks like the eastbound side of the 60 is going to hit the brakes there just a little before the 710, just coming out of East LA interchange. Very tough out on that stretch out towards the 605, and I believe they're creating a little problem out that way. Now, the south 605, that is going to be very heavy just off the 60. Pretty much from there down to the 5 is pretty normal drive. Northbound side of the 605, loading up to the 105. The worst of that through the 5, and then it gets a little more choppy, moderate stuff the rest of the way up towards the 60. Southbound side of the 5, the brakes fire away, really, from the East LA interchange. It's a downy before it softens up. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
It's also slow in Costa Mesa. This is the 405, making their way northbound, delays from Bristol to Beach Boulevard. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This hour of KFI is brought to you by Sunlux, your best value in solar for all your energy needs. Sunlux.com.
Slight chance of showers. We'll tell you when next.
If you're a small business owner, you want to offer your employees the best health care without having to worry about your bottom line.
North California Choice is your solution, and it is different than traditional employee benefit programs.
Best of all, it's affordable.
The California Choice packages 8 top health plans like Kaiser Permanente and Anthem Blue Cross into one single program.
You can control your costs and give your employees the freedom to choose the plan they want.
That's right. You can customize your program however you'd like, adding dental, vision, life, chiro, or acupuncture.
And as a small business owner, you get valuable additional services at no cost, like HR support, flexible spending accounts, and CalCobra billing.
So if your small business needs affordable health insurance, join more than 18,000 small businesses taking a California different approach to employee health care.
To learn how California Choice can customize a benefit plan for you, dial pound 250 on your cell and say My Cal Choice.
That's pound 250 My Cal Choice, or go to mycalchoice.com.
In Income-eligible renters impacted by COVID-19 can now get 100% of their past due rent and utility bills paid through the California COVID-19 Rent Relief Program. Landlords with tenants who haven't paid rent because of COVID-19 are eligible for 100% reimbursement too. The application is fast, your information is private, and you won't be asked about citizenship. Apply at housingiskey.com before eviction protections end on September 30th. Brought to you by the California Department of Housing and Community Development.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow closed up 338, S&P 500 up 41, NASDAQ up 150, and the average price of a gallon of regular gas in California is $4.38.
Bay Alarm will keep your commercial fire system in compliance so you're up to code, not up all night.
Southland Weather from KFI sunny tomorrow, low to mid-70s at the beaches, low to mid-80s for Metro LA, mid-80s to mid-90s in the valleys, upper 80s for Inland OC, low to mid-90s in the IE, and then we do have a slight chance of showers Friday. Right now, 93 in Orange, it's 78 Huntington Beach, 97 in Northridge, and 96 in Sun Valley. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
John and Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Champo. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Hey, the voice line is back day after tomorrow already. 1-877-VOICE-86. That's where you leave your voicemails. Some of them are played back during the 5 o'clock hour Friday. 1-877-664-7886. We had a chance to talk to Brandon Judd. He is the head of the National Border Patrol Council. That's the union for Border Patrol agents. He is in Del Rio, Texas. He was driving around. He talked to us about the situation there at that bridge with over 12,000 migrants, mostly Haitians. And the word I see everywhere is squalor. Squalor seems to be the key word people use to describe that terrible situation there. And he'll also give us his perspective on the hundreds of thousands of migrants who have been caught and released into the United States during the Biden administration. That comes up in about an hour on the show. There's another one of these stories about, because I saw the headline again today or yesterday. California now is the one state that's out of the high transmission level of COVID-19. And you know, when you see next or articles written that, Newsom, praise Newsom, he survived the recall because he had the answers. He's a magic governor. And this story in the National Review by Jim Geary proves that the whole COVID thing can be very flummoxing. It can be very confusing because a state that's taken similar approaches to California when it comes to lockdowns and masks and vaccine mandates is Oregon. In fact, they have, beginning August 24th, a masking requirement that everybody 5 years and older, regardless of their vaccination status, has to wear a mask, face covering, or face shield in outdoor spaces. Repeat, outdoor spaces if they find themselves less than 6 feet apart from people not in their household. Was that confusing enough?
Yeah, this is Kate Brown. She's the Oregon governor and super nanny. And you got to wear it outdoors.
Well, since August 24th, they've had a 73% increase in positive COVID-19 cases.
Okay. Now,
so this kind of goes counter to the belief that, well, if we just mask everybody...
What does that tell you, though? What does that tell you? Outdoor masking has no effect on the spread of the virus. What does it also tell you?
You're taking something that was almost zero possibility of transmission to begin with, and you're making it maybe a little bit less than zero? I don't know how else to... The cases are going to grow based on other behaviors, not whether or not people are masking outdoors.
And the other behaviors are indoor activities in private circumstances beyond the reach of the government. I have seen...
Which I think has always been the major...
It has.
Yeah. Parties, family gatherings, you know.
It's people indoors in cramped spaces without a lot of air circulation. And we've known this a year ago. We knew this within a couple of months. So Kate Brown is just a nut. She's a power freak. And she thinks if she forces everyone to wear masks outdoors, she's going to look like a superhero. Opposite happened. They went from 49,000 cases to 86,000. 49 to 86,000.
Now, The media loves to cover Florida, loves to cover the southern states, which have seen increases in cases. And they love to cover California now with its lower transmission rates. They know what they're doing. But then I give a lot of attention to this. And Garrity writes, since enacting a policy that required fully vaccinated people to wear masks outdoors, the number of active cases has dropped dramatically. The average number of daily deaths has doubled. The daily average of new cases continue to increase for a week before starting to decline. And the number of available hospital beds got tight before finally seeing some capacity open up 2 weeks later. Many of the most restrictive governors would like to believe that their sweeping mandates and far-reaching restrictions on normal pre-pandemic activity are heroically saving lives, but the actual case data is much messier and rarely supports the self-serving narrative.
There you go.
That's a good way to put it, because that's how the media is playing up people like me.
Well, because they're rooting.
He is leading the way.
This is propaganda. This is lies.
He is saving lives every day in California.
This is rooting for the progressive heroes. It has nothing to do with reality. You are being bamboozled on a continuous basis out of your TV, radio, and internet screen. Just absolutely bamboozled with nonsense. And just again, it's like the diet survey we were doing. You use common sense. How the hell are you going to spread the virus outdoors when the wind is blowing, the sun is shining? You're not in a close, confined area for long periods of time. It doesn't work that way. When you're in a close, confined area, then people's aerosols hang in the air, and you end up inhaling viral loads. You don't have to. By the way, what is the investment in politicians anyway? Why would anyone like Kate Brown or Gavin Newsom or Ron DeSantis, any of them, what the hell? How do they know how to stop a virus?
Well, they're supposedly listening to the top scientists and the top data.
But the top scientists haven't been able to stop it. Nobody has, except the researchers who came up with the vaccines, and we don't know their names. Everybody wants to praise Gavin Newsom or Ron DeSantis. It's like, those guys didn't come up with the vaccine. It's two Hungarians who work in Germany at BioNTech, Pfizer's partner. They came up with the Pfizer vaccine. I don't even know who came up with the Moderna vaccine. Nobody knows. But everybody wants to praise these idiot public officials, many of whom are stupid. If you met them, you'd say, wow, what a stupid person. You meet the BioNTech couple who came up with the Pfizer vaccine, you'd probably say, wow, these two are geniuses.
Yeah.
You think you'd sit with Newsom and Kate Brown and go, wow, smartest people I ever met? I don't think so.
And Dr. Mark Galley is California's top medical official, and I'll repeat this story till the end of time. He was behind the outdoor mask mandate and outdoor dining ban and admitted there really wasn't much to support that. We just didn't want people gathering.
Yeah. It was symbolic.
We were trying to discourage people from gathering. That's why we had an outdoor dining ban.
Right. So they put a lot of restaurants out of business, a lot of people out of work.
Again, which means it has nothing to do with the spread of the virus. It was just their far-reaching, complete, over-the-top method of dealing with this. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about COVID-19 and a treatment that's getting a lot of attention with a great name, monoclonal antibody treatment. Monoclonal. Apparently, it's effective, but it's hard to get. We'll explain coming up.
John and Kent, KFI, Deborah Mark has news.
The number of COVID-19 patients at hospitals in L.A. County has fallen below 1,000 for the first time since late July. The valleys and inland OC are under a heat advisory until 8 tonight. The Federal Reserve has decided to leave interest rates unchanged. The DISC signal it may start raising its benchmark interest rate sometime next year. We'll go to the 91 and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
You are king or queen of your castle, of your sanctuary, and you deserve and demand fresh, clean, delicious water. Well, get a Life Source Whole House water system. This is the best way to get an unending supply of fresh, delicious water. I know because we have one, and it is shocking because nobody would touch the tap water in our house up till about a year and a half ago. And now Everybody's refilling bottles and glasses. The Life Source whole house system is maintenance free. No salt bags, filter changes, monthly exchange tanks. You do nothing. And if hard water is a big headache, their system reduces hard water problems. Gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine without using salt or chemicals, and gets rid of the drying effects of chlorine. So your skin will be softer. Your hair will be softer every time you take a bath or a shower. Call Life Source today for full service, full confidence in your water. Call 800-334-5009. 800-334-5009. LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source Water, taste and feel the difference.
That's the Super Bowl champion, Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by News Nation.
The Dodgers trail the Giants by just one game in the NL West and will send Walker Buehler to the mound tonight when they take on the Rockies in Denver. Jansen Junk will get the nod for the Angels tonight as they continue their home set against the Astros. Shohei Ohtani is within one home run of the MLB lead. And despite a productive meeting on the subject today in Dallas, College Football Playoff Board of Managers will not vote on a proposed 12-team format next week in Chicago. I'm J.D. Halperin.
All too often, the media are ignoring the everyday heroics of our policemen and women. Well, that changes. On News Nation, Dan Abrams and his live PD sidekick, Dick, are returning to primetime on Dan Abrams Live, premiering Monday, September 27th at 5 p.m. Pacific on News Nation.
It's slow on the 91 in Carson.
This is, well, we're going to talk about the connector from the 110 south to the 91 east to begin with. That's off limits due to a crash. But once you're on the 91 eastbound, the drive is flowing in Carson away from Central. You remain on the brakes and stretches all the way to La Sierra in Riverside. We've got Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by injury attorney, superwomansuperlawyer.com. He's got Bell.
And a big dong battle in Bell on the 710. 710 southbound just past Florence. It looks like the left lane is blocked. Actually, it's the number 2 lane. And also some activity on the right shoulder. So no help on scene quite yet. It's bumper to bumper well through the 60, way back towards East LA interchange. Now, the South 605, it's going to be a very tough one there, leaving the 60 down through the 5. Northbound side of the fence for the 105, much of the way through Whittier. And the South 5, a real tough one now, from East LA interchange right on through Downey. Injured in an accident? Visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
Pasadena 210 eastbound, loading up from just about Lincoln all the way to the 15. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
This report is sponsored by Grocery Outlet. Did you know that your local grocery outlet is independently owned and operated by folks in your community? This allows them to better serve their customers and give back to their community. Stop by your local grocery outlet today.
You know, most people think that varicose veins are just embarrassing. They're just a cosmetic issue. Hey, it's Dr. Wendy Walsh.
You should know that if left untreated, varicose veins can cause ulcers, infections, and even dangerous blood clots. West Medical specializes in the most advanced, minimally invasive varicose vein treatments available, and it's covered by most PPO insurances. So call 1-800-WEST-MED or westmedical.com to set up a free consultation with a vein expert today.
I feel incredible because I called 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL. I want to break free.
Ready to break free? Make your dream vacation a reality with Norwegian Cruise Line and sail to the Caribbean, Europe, and more. With our leading health and safety program, you can cruise with the ultimate freedom and confidence. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry to Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on payroll, a new government program will pay you up to $33,000 per employee. $33,000. This isn't a loan, it's a grant, it's free money. The challenge? Getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler. That's exactly why I founded InnovationRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. At InnovationRefunds.com, our tax attorneys and CPAs are experts at helping businesses like yours to get their share of these government funds. InnovationRefunds.com does all the legwork and doesn't charge you a penny until you receive the money. Our team has helped over 6,000 businesses to get some $450 million, and InnovationRefunds.com can get your business up to $33,000 per employee. Just go to InnovationRefunds.com, click on Qualify Me, answer a few questions. No risk, high reward. InnovationRefunds.com.
Tired of the BS? We spent $500,000 at risk. Result, $8 million for leg-injured motorcyclists. This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC. You might find this hard to believe, but the thing that makes me happiest is when my customers' air conditioners don't break down. That's right, we love not fixing air conditioners. We're first and foremost a maintenance company. We catch problems before they happen, when they're tiny and inexpensive. We only charge $88 for our precision tune-up and professional cleaning, and our goal is to catch every single problem and make your AC last longer and run more efficiently. That's why we even guarantee our tune-ups. If your unit breaks down this season, we'll refund your $88 or credit it towards the repair. That's how serious we are about not fixing air conditioners. Call Service Champions to schedule your $88 tune-up at 833-777-7777 or find us online at servicechampions.com. Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, AC, and good for free.
Let's get to know KFI's Employee of the Month, Mo Kelly.
I grew up in a little area called Harbor City. It didn't have a harbor, and it definitely wasn't much of a city. We had all these different people and cultures, and if anything, it taught me about being comfortable wherever I was. And I think it broadened me as a person overall.
Congratulations to Mo Kelly, KFI September 2021 Employee of the Month. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk.
Johnny Ken Show. John Cobelt and Ken Shampoo, KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
All right, well, let's spend a moment talking about the hottest new, well, it's not that new, but it's in high demand around the country, particularly people who do not want to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Should they get COVID-19, they want to get monoclonal antibody treatments. They're very popular among anti-vaxxers right now. The problem is they're expensive. The supply can be limited. And by the way, a monoclonal antibody is lab-produced, but it's supposed to help your immune system get a leg up after you've been infected so that your organs don't get infected by COVID-19. It can attack the spike protein in COVID-19. So nobody's questioning that it can be an effective treatment. It's just that there is a shortage of the supply. There's a shortage of people because you have to have infusions of the antibodies. That's how it works. Tennessee has done something interesting. They only have about 40-something% of their population vaccinated. So they are going to allow the unvaccinated to be first in line for the monoclonal antibody COVID-19 treatment. Only because they believe that if you're unvaccinated, you could suffer the worst effects of COVID-19. Therefore, I guess the thinking is you should get what could be an effective treatment.
Well, if you're vaccinated, the odds of you getting serious illness are really low. I mean, there just aren't that many people who are going to need that treatment.
That's right. So, but there's kind of a debate over it, and the Times ran a story yesterday about how it's hard to get because a lot of people are becoming more and more aware of it, and particularly if they're unvaccinated and they contract COVID-19, their thinking is, well, I'll just get the monoclonal antibody treatment. But they may find that it's not so easy to do that in the supply chain. So apparently it's growing in popularity in a number of places around the country.
Well, I mean, if it works.
Yeah, I know.
It works. You just you may show up at the hospital and they're all out.
It requires a doctor's appointment. It's expensive. You have to take multiple hours for the infusion.
They gave that to Trump.
And oh yeah, they did give that to Trump, didn't they? He got everything, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I think he was like a
trial person.
It may have been experimental back then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they threw everything at him.
Oh. What they're trying to say is because there's a limited supply and a high demand, we recommend that you just get the free vaccine, but that's not really working among the anti-vaxxers. And I don't know why they choose this instead, I guess they consider it less dangerous. I don't know. Antibody infusions.
It doesn't make. It's laboratory-made antibodies as opposed to a laboratory-made vaccine that produces antibodies. So you go figure. And there isn't that much of a difference.
No.
This is all out of test tubes. Yeah, and the FDA didn't authorize this until May 26th. So Trump was way ahead of the curve.
Tennessee is one of 7 southern states that have used 70% of the nation's supply of monoclonal antibodies in just the last few months, along with Alabama, Texas, Mississippi, Georgia, Louisiana, and Florida.
Yeah. No, the
governor of Florida has touted the treatment over the vaccine.
Low vaccination rates. They've had a recent spread. It's been a pretty bad spread of the virus because they're unvaccinated, so they need the monoclonal antibodies.
Yeah. There's 2 main manufacturers, Regeneron and Eli Lilly.
But it's like what you said. Like, who wants to play this game? Why do you want to play the game? And then what?
Because the feeling is I don't want the vaccine. So if I do come down with it, at least I have a treatment that I think will help me.
Which is similar to the vaccine. It's laboratory-made antibodies.
I know, but
as opposed to laboratory made.
I think the thinking is I'm not likely to get the virus anyway, so I might as well.
You think there's thinking at this point? Thinking implies rational, logical, intelligent reasoning.
A lot of thinking went out the window with the pandemic. That's why you get the PANI in there, panic.
Yeah. I just
exactly what it has led to.
And you see this California mother?
Oh yeah, this is that story.
Escalon, California. This is a terrible story. Kristen Lowry. She's 40 years old. She's got four children, school age. And she was constantly bragging on Facebook that she was unmasked, unmuzzled, a free thinker. She's a voice to the vaccine injured. She would attend anti-vaccine events wearing a shirt that said she was an ex-vaxxer. It read, "I trusted them, never again." I don't know what made her feel betrayed. And she had a political border on her Facebook photo saying she was unmasked, unmuzzled, unvaccinated, unafraid. Together we win. She's dead. Caught it. Died of COVID pneumonia. Now she's got 4 kids with no mother. Go figure that out.
I know. People will just say, well, you're cherry picking. Yes.
Yeah, there's a cherry pick. Except now...
Both sides cherry pick, by the way.
Except, I don't think it's cherry picking anymore because 95% of or 99% of the deaths are unvaccinated people.
Yes. But they'll say the number of deaths in relation to the population and even people who contract COVID is very low.
I know. But why do you...
the 1% or less.
It's a stupid game to play. You know there's 5 radio hosts that died?
Yeah, I did see there was another one last week.
Yeah.
I didn't know any
5 of them.
But they were all shouting about no vaccine.
They were all anti-vaxxers. They all got their audience shouting against vaccines.
But what if I told you there was 15,000 radio hosts doing that? 5 died. I'm just making up a number. The numbers game we can all play, right?
I actually think there probably are 15,000 anti-vax radio hosts.
Well, if you count all the podcaster people and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got more coming up.
Johnny Ken, KFI, Deborah Marquez News.
A man wanted for murder has been arrested in South L.A. hours after he barricaded himself inside a hotel room. Cops went to the hotel around noon to serve a warrant, but the guy refused to leave his room. SWAT officers were called to negotiate a surrender. The guy gave up around 3:30 this afternoon. A judge in Northern California has ruled convicted killer Scott Peterson must be resentenced for the murder of his pregnant wife, Lacey. She was 8 months pregnant with their son, Connor, when she was killed in late 2002. Peterson was originally sentenced to death, but the state Supreme Court overturned that sentence last year. Peterson is now set to be resentenced in November to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The news is brought to you by Pacific Coast Termite. The Federal Reserve has signaled it may start raising its benchmark interest rate sometime next year. It will likely begin slowing the pace of its monthly bond purchases later this year if the economy keeps improving.
Policy will remain accommodative until we have achieved our maximum employment and price stability goals.
The chairman, Jerome Powell, says the labor market is projected to continue to improve through the end of the year and the coming years. He says inflation will likely remain high through the coming months because of supply bottlenecks. And Robinhood will soon have a new cryptocurrency-based feature for some of its users.
It's a crypto wallet. The public brokerage company plans to expand into the world of cryptocurrency by testing out a new crypto wallet feature. The wallet will let investors trade, receive, and send digital currencies, all while being able to move them in and out of the Robinhood app. After the testing period is over, Robinhood will post feedback on its blog and on social media. The crypto wallets will eventually be available to users on the wait list. Jennifer Jones-Lee, KFI News.
It is slow on the 118 in Porter Ranch.
So looking at that eastbound side, and delays here are backing up almost from Topanga Canyon. If you travel in stretches, looking better past Reseda Boulevard. Out to Bell with Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com.
Yeah, this wreck is still here, Angel. The 710 southbound just past Florence. Looks like the number 2 lane remains blocked. Bumper to bumper. This is a virtual crawl. You can walk hood to hood across the cars and not touch the ground here all the way back to the 60. Northbound side of the 710, you can take some losing slowing there, starting at about the 105. Now it looks like the 405 southbound, very tough down, leaving LAX. From the 105, you're on the brakes most of the way in through Long Beach, and then from the 22 split there, you can loosen up nicely into Orange County. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky.
With the drive in orange, it's slow on the 57 northbound, leaving the 5. You're on the brakes to the 91. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Angel Martinez.
Are you not smiling? Because you don't have a smile. That's one of the requirements. You actually have to have teeth in your mouth. But they all turned black and fell out. And now you have nothing even to chew food. That's no fun. If you have rotten, decaying, black, missing, broken teeth, it's just a toxic dump in there, you call Cunning Dental. They have been rebuilding smiles for over 52 years, and they have new permanent teeth in a day. Beautiful, natural-looking teeth, right size, right shape, right color. You'll smile again. You'll eat anything you want with total confidence. You'll look so much better. Call now for a free appointment that includes an X-ray, an exam, CT scan, worth $1,500, yours free. This offer ends September 30th, which is coming soon, so hurry up and call. Cunning Dental, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
Southland Weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow, low to mid-70s at the beaches, low to mid-80s for Metro LA, mid-80s to mid-90s for the valleys, upper 80s in Inland OC, low to mid-90s in the IE. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck, because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering a low 15-year fixed rate at 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Now, second chances don't come often, and you may never see these rates again. So, refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fix at 1.75%. Yes, 1.75% with a 1.94 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448. NMLS ID 11712. Not licensed in all states. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Licensed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation and the Financing Law. Number 603D77. An equal opportunity lender. Rates subject to change. Call 800-500-1448.
Hey, it's Neil. You know, renovating our home was one of the best things my wife and I did in the last year and a half. It just makes all the sense in the world to invest in your home and your family's comfort. Years ago, we called American Vision Windows. They installed these great French doors for us. They changed the flow of our home, brought light and backyard access to where there wasn't any. Recently, they put in new windows in our kitchen. They're gorgeous, not to mention efficient. Their work is outstanding. We all know Bill and Kathleen's story. Horrible experience, replaced their own windows, started their own company. 20 years later, they continue to beautify homes with personal care, total attention. CSLB number 778326. Trust the window company that I trust, my family trusts.
American Vision Windows. You'll see the difference. Call American Vision Windows today. Get that free estimate, 888-226-9.